What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the obviously awesome Dr. Disaster. And if there's one thing that Disney has been consistent at over the past several years, it is ensuring that when they make embarrassingly bad slop, they do everything they can to hide negative reactions to it.
Oh my God, nobody look! Nobody look! Nobody look!
Last year, as an example, when Star Wars The Acolyte came out, the media was busy spinning the terrible score on Rotten Tomatoes in order to protect Disney, calling it simply a review bombing campaign by a bunch of bigoted monsters who just wouldn't leave the poor defenseless corporation alone. And now, it looks like they're going back to an old trick that they've used before. There is an accusation out there now that Rotten Tomatoes is attempting to protect Disney by removing reviews, negative reviews, for Ironheart.
Won't somebody please think of the
Corporation. Now, I haven't been able to verify for sure that this is happening. All I can say with certainty at the moment is that someone has this screenshot here where at one point the audience score was about as low as I expected for this turd of a show, but this is what Rotten Tomatoes looks like right now at the time of this recording. That audience score seems artificially high for a show like Ironheart. I mean, after all, there is an army of so-called review bombers out there who are just horrible bigots. So, where did they go?
What happened? Your balls drop off?
At this stage, based on what we have historically seen from Disney and Rotten Tomatoes, I think the likeliest explanation is that they are removing reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. After all, there's precedent for this. They did it for Captain Marvel as an example several years ago, using the excuse that they were protecting the movie from sexist bigots. But if you look here at Metacritic, you can see a score that much more closely reflects what I would expect from Ironheart. After all, the creators of this character themselves gave her what I would consider to be a fairly appropriate name considering the derivative and pandering nature of the character. They called her Riri.
I'm retarded?
Like to solve the puzzle?
All right, go ahead.
Yep.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I've begun uploading some content over onto Rumble as well, so make sure that you follow Dr. Disaster on that site too. But let's take a look at what people are actually saying about Ironheart on the review aggregators right now. Let's look at the audience reviews on Rotten Tomatoes where, as you can see here, it's just a wall of positivity, nothing but 4.5 and 5 stars. But let's read these reviews and you tell me how believable you think this is. As you listen to these reviews, drop a comment. Do these reviews seem legit to you? And where are the negative ones? Seriously, did the bigots just forget to review bomb it this time? Let's read though. The first review says, amazing. The representation, the accuracy of blackness, the soundtrack. Everything about these first few episodes was amazing. And this is exactly what we talk about when we say that Disney has been chasing after tourists who care more about progressive shit-lib activism than they do the actual comic books. I mean, where in this comment, in this review, did the person say anything about things like the characterization, or the fight scenes, or the special effects? Nope, the only thing I see is black equals good, so show must be good. But then the next review down says, loving the humor and culture, Dominique is a star and love the supporting cast. At least this one here says something about the show itself. They like the humor in the cast, at least that's something. The review below that though says, Like it so far, great visuals, good plot. Super, super, super solid, says the next one. Only up from here. Riri. I don't know, man. Whenever someone says Riri to someone else, my ears are trained to treat that like an insult. But the next one says, the first 3 episodes were amazing. The characters and story so far had me locked in. I can't wait for the last 3 episodes. And then that bottom review says, fantastic cast, very original storyline. What more needs to be said? Seriously, in a world of let's just remake a past blockbuster garbage, this is a great original show with wit and action, and this person has to be taking the piss out of us, right? They have to be shitting us. Nothing about Ironheart as a character has ever been anything but the discount version of Iron Man. They just changed his immutable characteristics, told the audience that she's even smarter than Tony Stark, and then called that a character. At least back in the day, they leaned into it when someone made a feminized version of a superhero, like Batgirl or She-Hulk. And at least back in the day, these weren't meant to be shameless replacements. But now, I want you to keep all of those glowing reviews on Rotten Tomatoes in mind, and then let's look at the audience reviews on Metacritic, and you tell me if you can spot the difference in what we're seeing on each of these sites. We're just going to go right on down the line and read the reviews on this site. This first one says, trash, worst Disney TV show for now, basic plot, no logic, main character is just Mary Sue, where are the strong female characters? Ironheart is another missed opportunity in the Marvel Universe. There is a strange attention to ethnicity rather than deep characterization in this wave of productions. And that is definitely what a lot of us have been saying for a long-ass time about Marvel, and really just about everything that Disney makes these days. They are obsessed with immutable characteristics, and they add different characteristics and then treat them as if those are replacements for a personality. But then this review says, this may be the absolute worst show I've ever seen. It's like if you took Echo and the Acolyte and combined the worst elements of both of them. This is nothing but trash, celebrating somebody being a thief and a victim. Well, you get the idea as to the difference between Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes audience reactions. Now, I can't say for sure whether or not Rotten Tomatoes has actually removed a bunch of reviews from their site, but I can say this. For some reason, this one show, which even critics like IGN, as you can see here, are giving it a bad score. But this one show, which is very obviously woke, we can see it from a mile away, but this one show is like an island of positivity amidst a sea of negativity. Doctor Who had bad reviews. The Last of Us Season 2 had bad reviews. Star Wars The Acolyte had bad reviews. Woke shows get poor reviews, but this one, for some reason, just hasn't gotten the bad reviews. The bigots have been on a review bombing campaign, according to the journalists out there, but they somehow forgot to show up for this one. Well, I doubt it, but I'm gonna leave it there. Drop your mockery of Ironheart and your thoughts on whether or not Rotten Tomatoes is removing reviews into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.